Start this. Welcome to DRTSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias DRTSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello, and a warm welcome to Guru Garu. You are modele cheptuntaru professing. What happened to globalization ani? ఏది ఆ కాలంలో చెప్పాను. ఎప్పుడైతే H1B షాక్, ఈ సెడ్ ప్రపంచమంతా ఒక చిన్న కుగ్రామం ప్రపంచీకరణ అనే నేపథ్యంలో మళ్ళీ ఒకరి మీద ఒకరు ఈ విధంగా విసురులు వేసుకుంటూ ఒకరే అభివృద్ధి చెంది ఆ ఫలాలు ఒకడే అనుభవించాలనా? అనుభవించే ధోరణిలో కష్టపడ్డ వాళ్ళను తిరిగి మీరు వెళ్ళిపోండిరా. That is what H1B. So he clearly stated, in the name of globalization, when everyone is contributing, using the resources, the development, in the name of development, everyone should be part and parcel of it. Instead, one major, after it becomes self-sufficient, the efficient, those who have contributed, they are thrown out in the form of H1B. He clearly stated, this is anti-globalization. As if that is not enough, today our Trump, right from Venezuela, is attacking Venezuela, and he has withdrawn from 66 major organizations, being the main polluter. So this is the story. I'll take a forward and then I will show you all what we have done in the past and how it looks like. Sir, please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Shiv Prasad, and welcome to the viewers. And last 2 years, the entire world is in a turmoil. The world is missing a committed and dedicated leadership. Way back in 60s and 70s, everybody was talking on environment issues, world environment issues, human environment, and everything. Stockholm Conference, our common future, silent spring. But today, you see, things are different. I still remember, way back in early 92s and all, I was one of the volunteers in the UN pre-Rio preparations and all. We had the opportunity of addressing the New York students. So one of the students asked me is, you see, the president is reluctant to participate in Rio. I said, it is the headache of USA. It is the responsibility of the citizens to make their president to participate. And in the context of globalization, I have asked, you people have access to resources and manpower any corner of the world. But do I have access to resources in the US? No. On what grounds we are coming with this great agenda of globalization? We are not talking of equity, equality, human rights. We are only looking into other aspects. Yes, it was a very great move. 174 countries came. Then Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao Garu addressed the gathering in the Rio conference. And, as an Indian, everybody says, Vasudhaika Kutumbam. Today, Vasudhaika Kutumbam is in shambles in its own country. We want to break the communities into numbers, making urbanization. We do not want communities, we want numbers, number game. Voters number, citizens number, All this number game. And today, this globalization, how do we address this? This is a big challenge, and we'll continue with this, introduction. Please, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to show what Trump has been doing and how it's going to affect the globe. So this is the show, sir, which I was trying to refer, which we have already done.
Yes, yes.
This show we have done. We have done this show on 24/9/25.
21st
Globalization,
September.
one planet, one family, one future. So we said already Trump gave one shock then itself, September. Now this move of withdrawing from 66 organizations and Venezuela issue, how it's going to affect. So ఇది సార్ ఇది గ్లోబలైజేషన్, వన్ ప్లానెట్, వన్ ఫ్యామిలీ, వన్ ఫ్యూచర్, ట్రంప్స్ H1B shock jolts Indian techie dreams. Your comment on this, sir, before we proceed to the next.
You see, it was a big campaign in the Rio conference, one planet, one family, one future. How do you give me the trust and confidence that I am part of a global family? Okay. Why? In that case, if we say that one planet, one family, one future, why visa across the countries?
Yes.
Only Americans have the privilege that they need not go for any visa process before, visiting any country in the world. How can they have a privilege? One planet. Okay. Please, sir.
Yep, wonderful. So there should be no visas at all. So this is the latest dictum which I'm going to show you. Yeah. President Donald Trump signed a presidential memorandum directing the United States to withdraw from 66 international organizations and treaties, including the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. This would mean the US, world's largest historical polluter, will now withdraw completely from the global climate change mitigation agreement and scientific assessment of climate change. It also means US will not do its fair share in climate change mitigation or in providing climate finance to developing countries for energy transition, mitigation, and adaptation. So this is the one. And the other aspect, because I will show one after the other so that it becomes easy for you to. Deglobalization దిశగా పలు ప్రపంచ దేశాలు. సహజ వనరుల దోపిడీకే దండయాత్ర మీరు మొదటి నుంచి చెప్తుంటారు. Then countries with the largest proven crude oil reserves. So shall we start ఇక్కడ నుంచి చేద్దామంటారా లేక?
Yes.
Or from withdrawal నుంచి చేద్దామంటారా?
Yeah, we can withdrawal. See, we can take the withdrawal and you see, withdrawal from 66 agreements and treaties, international treaties by the US is a shameful act. It's a timid act. When US, even EPA, came out with a very strong advocacy on polluter to pay and given confidence to people across the world, today America is withdrawing from this commitment. America is no more a big brother. America is a chota bhai. He is nothing. When you look into the oil reserves and other natural resources, America has the least oil resources and maximum four-wheeler infrastructure. Everybody says in India, you see, you look in America, everybody has 3 cars. Whose petrol you are using? Whose fuel you are using? You are plundering from every country. the resources. You claim, you put pressure on the small countries to get the resources, and you don't share anything. And how I was wondering, in my early travel in the international, how could they? The gold price is fixed by the Canada, as if Canada produces gold. And diamonds are, mined in Africa. They are imported to India for polishing, Surat. And Hyderabadi workmen are the best workmen for diamond and pearl polishing. From here, again they go to Netherlands, where its international price is fixed. Who is Netherlands to fix this? These are all the games they are doing it after the Second World War, and everybody was looking for Third World War. You see, Third World War began the day Second World War ended. They took a different route. They took a business route. They took a, some kind of a Big Brother's role mode to exploit people. They have exploited emotionally. You see, since the dawn of civilization, the greedy exploited the fellow beings and the resources across the world. They have taken diamond from Africa, copper from Africa, gold from Africa, and many other things from India, Asian countries, and all. And for every petty transaction during the international travel, you have to go for a dollar exchange. Why? Who fixed it? Without sweating a single drop of sweat, Americans are making money. And Indians, the so-called non-required Indians who hang on to America, they say American economy. What is bloody American economy? I question them. It's a big international global commission agent. For every transaction, it takes a commission. It doesn't have its own credibility and sustainability. Some 10 years, I think, after the Twin Towers blast, the entire aviation business came to standstill, bank transactions came to standstill, economy came to standstill in America. That is America. And we are aping towards that, the so-called Indian leaders, whether it's a chief minister or the prime minister, we are aping that. So it's an horrible thing that, the entire world. You see, we thought Cold War and then only bipolar. And today it is multipolar. Ukraine, Russian, and for every 2-3 months, the Korean, they come out. And today you have a war between Thailand and its neighbor. India and Pakistan is always there. So where are we heading to? We are not, like in a regional peace. We do not have an alignment. We have not aligned ourselves, as we have not seeded the seeds of trust and faith among the neighboring countries. We have created animosity around our countries. America is creating animosity around its countries. What is this? You do not respect the UN? Then UN, USA played a vital role, a significant role in setting, a neutral body. Apart from the, war, you can negotiate, you can discuss, you can solve many problems through the dispute resolutions. We can talk on many things. But today, the arrogant, that is the only problem is Today, the American president is a businessman. He is not a politician. He is not a statesman. I am clearly stating this. We have to come out of this. Americans, they are losing the. Yes, Americans also committed mistakes and blunders by allowing illegal migrants from Mexico and all other places, including India. Then who is responsible? It is the American workforce which is responsible. I ask a straight question to the president of USA that can he identify those culprits in the US and suspend them, terminate them from the services? Why he is only blaming the migrants? Because your people are corrupted. And you talk of corruption across the world. It is time. It is time. It is the need of the hour that Indian leadership should take the, Vasudhaika Kutumbam, the policy at the global level. It is still, it's struggling to, make a seat adjustment, number adjustment in this country. No. India says proudly that we will be the fourth richest economy in the world in coming years. I'm not interested in this. What is the quality of life in this world, and what is our contribution, the country's contribution in taking the spirit of Vasudhaika Kutumbam at the global level? That is the challenge before the Modi. Modi's challenge is not the petty CMs and petty ministers. A small aberration between a journalist and a prime minister, that became a huge news. We do not know. We do not have time to look into all these things. My dear Prime Minister, please give a confidence to the global citizenry. You have contributed a lot to the African country on various welfare programs and exchange programs. It is time for you to emerge out as a global leader, not looking for a petty things and petty things. That is my request.
Here also,
and in fact, my ambition.
Yeah,
Plus, sir,
I was looking into the statistics. Modi says always Vishwaguru, 4 trillion, 3 trillion. But at the same time, on the floor of the parliament, both Amit Shah and Modi, they say proudly, we are giving 70 crores below poverty line ration. More than 60%, he says, they are below poverty line and they are supplying ration and everything very proudly on the floor of the parliament. On the other side, flip-flop, Sitaraman, Modi and Amit Shah again go to the world and their own, agents, social media agents, they try to eulogize, stating Vishwaguru, 3 million, 4 million. So is it the same philosophy of Trump too? Will India also go the Trump way from Bade Bhai to Chote Bhai? And now they have captured Venezuela oils. As you rightly said, resources belong to someone. And the resources, whether it is the fine print, the resources which are converted into the usable aspect are being done by someone. But someone else is, as you rightly said, like example, diamonds, Netherlands, US, oils and everything, and gold, some Europe or some US gold. Canada gold, and US is trying to fix the oils. They don't use their resources, but they are using others' resources, whether it is Africa or India and other countries. So, whether India has understood this policy or philosophy?
Yeah, in 92, I could see the gasohol stations in Brazil where they used to extract the energy from the garbage dump yards. And what Modi is now talking on ethanol, instead of ethanol, he should have focused on the landfills. How do we take the gas out of it? And the American industry killed the gasohol industry in the Brazil. It was responsible for that. It was the culprit. Americans never allowed alternative energy systems. They only push their own technologies, their own mega technologies, and want to take a big chunk. The biggest mistake and the blunder that happened during last 12 years is the kind of, you know, organizational, like non-governmental organizations, research foundations and all used to get support and funding, and also the knowledge sharing with their counterparts in Europe and other. A lot of activities have been cut off. You do not have an alternative thing. We are totally now dependent on the CSR. Again, the same CSR, and the companies, in American way of working it. Okay, we need to look into it. We have a right to take, these funding mechanisms. 300 years, the British in their colonial countries exploited the resources. They have a moral responsibility. Spain, France, for that matter, it must. France, even today, it is shame. The entire medicines exported from India go to the France, change the label, and then go to the African countries. How much commission these so-called developed countries want to digest? America, for every transaction, even if I want to buy a coffee in Sri Lanka, I have to buy it in dollars. Why? It's time to question this.
So what would be the take from this?
Globalization,
What
no
would be
visa, no visa across the world. Okay? And what he's talking, you see, all these years, Americans have projected American standard of living. What is American standard of living? Bullshit. There is no standard. Okay? You have created some kind of a aura around yourself. I warn them, look, baby, given an opportunity, rest of the world wants to come and settle in America. Can you afford it? No. So don't talk of stupid American standardization. Let us share. Let us share the developments of fruits of development to the other countries. Why should anybody come to you? India was the seat of education. Nalanda University, Nagarjuna University. We talk of our traditions. Why we cannot have similar status now on education system? My dear Prime Minister, please think of this. Why can't India become a center for excellence in field of education and technology? We have to revive this, we have to review this, and we need to look into all these things. You see, all these international agreements and ADB agreements and all, they give 100 rupees, take 40 rupees for their consultants. Nothing will come out. Zyka is the same thing, ADB is the same thing, and African Development Bank is the same thing, IMF is the same thing. Okay? All these people who plundered money during the Second World War created these financial institutions. They are continue to plunder this. And today, my dear friend Trump once again proved that he continued to believe in exploiting the fellow being and the resources. How long? And they have successfully, undermined the socialist way of thinking. It's time, my dear Prime Minister, please think of it. Vasudhaika Kutumbam. I do not know how do you take it, but we all support you if you move forward to strengthen the globalization in spirit and content. We have to seed the trust and faith among the billions of people across the world. We have plundered so much. Many people, I know some people, they have only made millions and billions out of rigs in Africa, exploited all their groundwaters, and coolly sitting in Telangana, huh? A rig business people. Enough exploiting the resources and the fellow beings. Your program is very good at the international level, my dear Prime Minister. Please let us share. Let us move towards promoting sense of belongingness, sense of sharing, sense of responsibility, sense of trusteeship at global level. These are the four principles of sustainability we have to move it. I do not know how you take it, but we are all with you and we can support that. Thank
Not
you
only
so much.
that,
Thank you, Dr.
not only that, sir,
for
before we
giving
say
me.
bye, last question. Not only that, but what is happening is, uh, uh, in the name of a Vasudhaika Kutumbam and all, why is Prime Minister of India not able to dare enough to, contradict what Trump has been doing, his administration has been doing, or come to the rescue of Indians, whether it is on H1B and the way the immigrants were chained and they were deported to India, and now the tariff regime, forgetting that India is really progressive well when it comes to the trade, whether it is pharmacy, pharma, or other basic things. Why India? Is it the weakness of the Prime Minister, or are they trying to play with the Prime Minister having got his weaknesses or something? Why is he keeping calm, and why Parliament is not discussing? My biggest thing is, whether it is Assembly or Parliament, you should discuss it there. No discussions. Whether the deported with chains or the tariffs, nothing is being discussed in the Parliament. Is it the weakness of the Prime Minister or something like that, which America is trying to bulldoze us?
One thing is whether it is Prime Minister or CM, what I feel is they are surrounded by a mediocre, below average advisors. We do not have advisors. People on other layers said, we must have a good educated man. Anjaya, was he educated? Dr. Chandrasekhar as a prime minister, couldn't he run this show? It is the concern and the commitment to the country and the citizens that is most important. The kind of structure you create around you, you may be good man, but you are always besieged by a mediocre advisors in this. Today, what I feel, uh, the advisors on the foreign policy, they lack this dynamics. That is one thing, sure.
Yeah.
And similarly, what is happening is it is that history repeats. When Britishers came to Gujarat port and all, a red carpet welcome was given. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So today, red carpet welcome was also made an attempt by the Telangana chief minister during the so-called globalization. We are not tapping our own resources. We are not tapping our own structure. We are not creating seeding in the people. We are not preparing people to commit themselves for this country. We are not. Like, if you hear any of the Singapore prime ministers, as the first prime minister speeches, they're so motivational, so inspirational. And if, today, do you hear any inspirational and motivational talks by any of the political leaders?
Yeah.
Except
Or-
the third rate Galia, nothing else. People have to think of it. You see, it's a change. It's a change. We are moving from one set of conditions to the other.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge to teaching community, practitioners, everyone, senior citizens, and also the key persons in the parliament and Rajya Sabha, that they should come out and discuss. They are only bothered about their kickbacks. पार्लियामेंट में है 5% मिल जाएगा भाई, वो काम चल जाएगा जिंदगी. राज्यसभा में है 10% मिल जाएगा. And I know some of the MPs who were doing business on gas cylinders long back.
Yeah.
And
It's interesting.
telephone connections, if you remember.
Yes, I remember. Then freedom fighters, I remember all that.
Okay. So that is the status of our member of parliaments and parliamentarians. What is that they can discuss on? You see, Parliament has passed the bill on nuclear plants. It is
Shanti.
one group, concerned citizens came out with something. There is no debate in Hyderabad.
Yeah, except our channels, we did Shanti. Even Bartan Dhone wala bhi can set up a nuclear. I don't understand.
Yes, anybody can, anybody.
This is
Like,
how you mean to say these
you have-
type of policy decisions and lack of knowledge of our parliamentarians and no discussion on the floor of parliament. Is it the main weakness why Trump is trying to bulldoze us, as he is doing with
yes,
Venezuela, now Greenland, and part of
yeah,
globalization?
now Greenland. You see, now Greenland. You see, don't think that the parliamentarians or whatever they are called in US, they are different from Indian parliamentarians.
Yeah,
Otherwise, where is the debate before going to Venezuela?
that's what.
Was there any debate?
Yeah, he
What happened to
bypassed
the
and
student community?
he had a meeting with oil company corporations, but not with the elected senators or congressmen there in America. So these
Why?
oligarch
Why?
community is trying to dictate the terms to even US president. And is it the same happening in India too? So that is a big concern.
Yes, yes, that is true. That is true. That is what, I tell you a simple example. Whether it is real estate or any product, okay? The first and the foremost requisite is market survey. To what percentage I can sell my product? How many people can afford it? Without any housing or commercial assessment, every inch of land we want to convert into a vertical structure. How
That's
can it be?
stupidity.
There is no assessment.
No.
Who did the assessment that all these buildings will be filled and all? If they are filled, how much sewage is going to generate? How you manage the sewage? Is there any debate on it?
Basic amenities,
There is no debate.
standard of living,
There is no debate.
and the traffic jams and the way
They only say, if you
pollution.
keep on asking such questions, they say, अरे जब आएगा तब देखेंगे, तब क्या देखोगे? तेरे मुंह मेरे मुंह कुछ नहीं देखोगे.
Wonderful. So ultimately,
You
now
will not
before we
have
end,
even 5 feet. What, sir?
before now we are going to end. The time is up. What is that message you want to
Yeah.
send?
Please close.
What is the message you wanted to send of Trump
No, it
activities
is time. It is time for every citizen. We are all, on the name of globalization, many things happened, and some of the prime ministers, in the past were praised so much. Under the same globalization, the private sector was given opportunity to own any number of acres in India. That led to today's urbanization. We are not looking into this. We need to look into these policies. It is time to review, have a public debate. Thank you.
Wonderful. Again, there is no point in going to Davos when globalization aspect is falling apart. I hope the chief ministers and the prime minister will understand union government. Before you try to go to Davos, you just think of the poverty line. How many crores of people you are providing ration, my dear Prime Minister of India, and all the chief ministers across. 2047 document, what is that nonsense? 5-year regime, it should be 5-year plan, and it should be discussed threadbare right from panchayat, municipalities, assembly, and then parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, without any discussions. And who has framed this 2047? What is that nonsense? Who is that brain behind? Now you show me how you are going to convert the official statement of the Prime Minister of India on the floor of the parliament, echoed by every state. Every state, how much ration you are giving? What is the below poverty line? What is that average? How many citizens are below? How many families are there? How can you make them part and parcel of this 2047 document? And similarly, it's all absolute trash and nonsense. Without improving, then the basic amenities. How about housing? How costly it has become. How can a prime minister stay in a 450 crore bungalow? What is that nonsense? He is an elected representative. Similarly, chief ministers, right from judges, IAS and IPS officers. How is that common man is provided